Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining the Decod3rs channel. Today we have GB from the DeGods family, and we're gonna talk about everything about the Decod3rs, the Shoeys, and everything related to the Tejan mindset of the Dust Lab family. It's gonna be so nice. I'm so fucking excited. But before that, let me talk to you a little bit about Decod3rs and explain to you what we are doing on this channel and what we are building so far. So basically, we are adding a Web3 layers to the creators economy. So for every video that you are going to watch on this channel, we are going to mint the thumbnail, raffle it, and if you win it, you will get entitled to the revenue generated for that video and the channel revenue by itself. So yeah, again, by doing that, we are going to align the financial incentive between content creators and their community. And that's all I have to tell you about Decod3rs. Subscribe to this channel because that's going to be the most important thing to do when we are going to mint the collection, because it's going to be the mandatory step. And yeah, that's it. Let's welcome GB and start the show. Yo,
cool.
What's up, OG?
What's up, buddy? How are we? How you doing?
All good, man. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, thank you so much for accepting my invitation, man. That really nice of you, and I'm really happy to talk to you today.
Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't done a podcast or recorded anything in a long time, so it's good to be back in the saddle.
Do you miss it?
I got a PS5 that coincided with me stopping DeGodsCast, so my Tuesdays have been kind of busy on their own.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Always fun to talk to the boys.
Exactly, and today is kind of special day, right? Because the dust emission ended. It's kind of doing a podcast about DeGods, GFAM, etc. On that day, it's kind of special. Have you seen the update of the dust protocol?
Yeah,
website.
I didn't know what it was. I opened the page and it was just colors everywhere. I didn't realize that was people clicking and shit. So I just opened it and was like, "What the fuck is going on?" I couldn't really read the text or anything. Now I've seen that it's something about nominations and people. Yeah, very cool site.
Oh, Dylan is saying your mic is a bit quiet. Can let you?
Sorry. What if I talk right into my mic like this? Is that better?
Yeah, let's do ASMR. It's gonna be nice.
Like I said, it's been a while. I'm a little rusty on the whole podcasting thing.
Yeah, that's all good. That should be fine. Okay, so can you tell me your story for the people who unfortunately don't follow you since day one from DeGod? What did you mint it? You minted the collection, right? Yeah.
I did, yep.
So why? Let's start with that, Damon.
Sure. Shit. So DeGods was my third NFT on Solana. I randomly found Solana because I got a Discord shill DM about Skeleton Crew, which was I think September, October of 2021, whatever year that was. So randomly found Solana, minted some not great projects. Cyber Frogs, rugged, derugged, good for them. Solana Bananas, not great. DeGods was my third mint, and I just vibed with the whole Twitter degen atmosphere, just fucking around with the fellas on Twitter and having a good time or whatever. And that was when I was all right, DeGods is my project, right? Everything else I basically have just minted and flipped the majority of the time that I've been in NFTs, but DeGods has always been the thing that I was these are my people. I enjoy this community. I enjoy, the vibes that come out of it. And yeah, here we are now. I don't know, year and a half past that. So.
Yeah, and so many things happened in this last 2 years, and you were part of it big time, because the show which is the big part of the DeCulture. You installed that, or it was with Authy? I don't remember exactly the details of the initiation of this process, but yeah, it's coming from you, right?
Yeah, kind of. So it started, I guess, on DeGodsCast. We interviewed Aussie on the second or third episode.
Yeah.
And I asked him about Shoeys because I grew up in South Florida. I grew up like around a lot of surfers and whatnot. And so like we knew about Shoeys. We did Shoeys in high school. We, it's been a part of my life for way before DeGods. And Ozzy was like the first Australian person that I had like really had a one-on-one conversation with. So I asked him about Shoeys. He, I think, did a Shoey on his Twitter like shortly after the episode, and then I started doing them, and then obviously now it's like snowballed into this entire thing. So
yeah, like it's 100% a combo between Ozzy and yourself. That's cool. That's nice.
Yeah, I have champagne downstairs.
Yeah. Are you going to NFT Paris?
I'm not. No, I'm not going to NFT Paris. I didn't even really know about it until maybe like a month ago. So I'm not even going to NFT NYC this year, which I'm kind of bummed about. We have a friend, a really good friend, coming to visit us the same weekend as like the DeGods event and NFT NYC. It's been on our calendar for like 6 months. I obviously forgot about it immediately. Next year, I'm gonna put some of these things on the schedule and try and get out. I did London. I think I was in like June. That was really cool. Met a lot of the UK DeGods boys, but yeah, not making Paris, unfortunately. I'm going on my honeymoon, 3-year belated honeymoon in May. So that's kind of like our big trip. But next year I'm going to try and do like the circuit, do NYC, do LA, do a couple like out of the country trips.
Yeah, I think like the going like to our events gonna be big on the roadmap for on season 3. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's fun. Like I wish I was going to New York City because I had such a good time last year, and like being able to meet all the fellas and like hang out, and I spend 2 days just with all these people that you've spent the last year like engaging on Twitter with is definitely like a very fun experience. Unfortunately, it's just not going to work out. I'm trying not to think about it too much because the FOMO is very real, but definitely going to make more of an effort like after this summer to get to some more IRL events.
Yeah. We have 2 floors of the same hotel, right? I'm just
I know.
like
I know. The friend that's coming to visit us is like one of like I've known her for 8 years now. My wife has known her for like 10 years. We haven't seen her since our wedding, which was 3 years ago. And I tried to like I tried to shill Miss JB me flying to New York City Friday, going to the DeGods event, and then flying back Saturday morning, and she was not thrilled with that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Fair. Like,
it makes sense. Makes sense.
If I was like, hey, I'm gonna fuck off and hang out with my internet friends that I've known for a year, like, kind of fucked up. But next
year, we will have a shit ton of events anyway too. Yeah, and I can't wait to meet you because, bro, like, I felt it like last year. I saw like all of the FOMO on Twitter kicked in after all of the tweets and like posts and shit like that. I can't miss anymore. Like at least NFT NYC every year. Right? That's not possible.
Yeah, my pinned tweet is still the Shoey from the Magic Eden yacht.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, dude, that shit, fucking crazy.
And how do you think like those events are like creating a community like there is no other like in the NFT like ecosystem basically like
I think obviously like there's a big difference between being in a Twitter group chat with people and like actually throwing back beers with people and like seeing that, especially like I can only really speak for the DeGods community. I'm sure there's some fucking weirdos in like Web3 in NFTs or whatever, but like every single person that I met at the DeGods event was just like literally somebody that I would just be boys with in real life. So like being able to put a face to all these Twitter names and realize that these are just like fun fucking people, it definitely strengthens the bond. And like now, there's people that I've known for like a year just through Twitter, just through DeGods NFTs that I consider like really good friends. I'm sure other communities have that as well. They just don't rip shoeys together and probably have as good of a time as we do.
That's on them, man. That's on them.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And like it's crazy like to even see like even like the point of view like outside of the community on like the Dust Lab like way of doing things. It's kind of interesting, right? Because it's like there is two worlds, and like if you're not part of it, you just don't get it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I definitely like. I think DeGods, you either love us or you hate us.
Yeah.
Like I think we give off, obviously kind of a strong presence or strong vibe on Twitter, and I think there's a type of person that sees that and they're like, damn, this seems really fun and I want to be a part of that. And then I think there's a person that sees that and it's like, oh, these guys are, fucking annoying or whatever, and I hate them and blah blah blah. And it just depends on your personality. I like to have fun, so here I am.
Yeah. And like man, even like with the youth community, like the collection got a trait based on what we have done in the DeGods community, right? It's so cool. It's so nice.
Yeah.
And I remember you like DM me like in the BAYC group chat, bro. What about like if you pull one guzzler, DM me, bro.
I know. I got really lucky. So actually, like when the Utes art first revealed, and that was like one of the traits. Like it wasn't the gold Shoey. It was just like fucking gray or whatever. I think it was Scum that I DM'd, or maybe Pencils, but I think it was Scum. And I was like, bro, like I have to have one of these. And he was like, yeah, we literally made it for you. Like you do have to have one. So I managed to snag one like right after mint. Gunter, who's a Nippy's buddy, Aussie buddy, met him at NFT NYC last year, actually. Fucking beauty. Minted 3 guzzlers and just let me like one of one swap him for one of them right after mint. So I got one immediately. Now I have my Forever Ute, which is my Mickey guzzler. But yeah, that I mean, it's just and I feel kind of bad because I think people thought like I would see this trait and I would like make some crazy sub DAO with it or some club. Sorry, because they're clubs now. And like that's not, to me, like that's not really what like the Shoey culture is about. Like you want to own the Shoey trait because it's like a piece of history. It's a piece of like DeGods and Solana culture now, and it's just something that you want in your collection. So I feel kind of bad that I haven't like done anything with it. I think people expected that of me, but that's like, to me, that's just not really, that's not the point of it. So sorry. Sorry.
And what are you doing like during this bear market? I see like in your bio, like you are advisor to half of the ecosystem now. Like,
yeah, so the chief Shoey officer thing started like kind of as a joke. Like Barrel DAO came out with the DAA beer.
And which is cool.
Super awesome. Great like packaging, super clean. I think I like DM'd them and was like, hey, send me a sampler and I'm gonna do a review. Like it's gonna be a really good review, trust me. And the review was like, I think I drank one of them. I shotgunned one. I drank one of them out of like a horn that I have, a drinking horn. And then I shoeyed the third one, and like everyone lost their fucking mind because this was like the first time anyone outside of like DeGods had experienced a shoey, and people are like watching me do this beer review, and I just whip a shoe out and fucking crank a beer with one. So then Dave, who is one of the Barrel DAO founders, hit me up and was like, do you want to be our chief Shoey officer? Basically, it's just like an advisory role. Like me and Dave hop on calls, fucking monthly, bi-weekly or whatever. He like runs his ideas for Barrel DAO by me, and I give him feedback or whatever. I'm like his degen sounding board because Barrel DAO is like a very legitimate company that does like a lot of Web 2 stuff along with the Web 3 beer. So I'm like, he hired me to be like the degen guy that he can just talk about NFTs and shit with. So that's really cool. And then Degen Picks kind of did the same thing. It's just like, I love the title, like Chief Shoey Officer is just fucking incredible. But in reality, it's just like a, I don't know, like a fun title. It doesn't really mean that much, but
Yeah.
but then now Oogie is more of like a legitimate advisory role. I've been working with them for like I want to say 8 months now.
That's cool.
You know, calls twice a week, reviewing art, reviewing marketing plans, shit like that. I just think like I've been a project manager in real life for basically 10 years between like engineering and IT. So I just think that I have a lot of like experience and a good like view of kind of how things work and how to go about things. And then combine that with being, you know, in so like deep in Solana
Yeah.
NFTs and like being a serious fucking degen for the better part of like a year and a half, 2 years now. I just feel like I've seen a lot of shit and like I have a lot of feedback on
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, I don't do much of it. I really value like my IRL time, I guess.
Yeah.
So Oogie is like aside from the chief Shoey officer things, which are, you know, just kind of fuck around roles, fun. Oogie is like the first project that I've like seriously done an advisory role with. Like Divine Dogs, obviously, way back in the day, I helped Ash launch. That was like our project. But since then, yeah, I don't do too much of it. But damn, I'm getting a lot of love in the comments. I love all you guys. Meta
That's
Bay, is that Meta Jit's girlfriend? You better keep that in my DMs and off the YouTube chat.
It's because like it's possible that on the Decod3rs channel there is like a little dust giveaway, and one of the mandatory action is to put "I love GB" in the live chat.
Oh, you didn't have to
that's
tell me
possible.
that, man.
But like, yeah, I want you to know. But we still, it's true to the roots. Like everyone loves you on the Solana ecosystem, except a couple of people, but I'm not going to name them. But
That's all right. Hey, you got to make a few enemies on the way.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people in Web3 that, you know, I don't think are very smart or good people, and I'm never going to get along with those type of people. So it is what it is. But damn, I'm going to pretend that all these people just love me and they're not trying to get free dough.
Yes, exactly. No, but like it's almost like it's linked together. It's good. It's not hard to make them typing this comment anyway. Don't worry about that. And you're very humble. You are an exceptional connector of talents, memes, and ID. And I didn't pay Gui to say that, so it's legit.
Gui's a good guy.
Yes.
Deep motherfucker. Sometimes I cannot track what he's saying. When he goes off, he goes off. But no, he's a good guy.
And we have like even like a Bell that we both know. And when Shoey's like DAO.
That's because Belle's never done a Shoey. So she wants me to create some kind of DAO for people who haven't done Shoeys but love Shoeys, I guess. I don't really know if that's in the cards. It'd probably be easier to just do a Shoey. So
Bell, you know what you need to do, right? And like same thing for me. My current status is like my Shoey counter is still 0, and we're going to fix that at the end of the stream, like 100%. That's gonna be that's the goal.
Nothing better than taking somebody's Shoey virginity.
You're gonna be my first time, bro.
I'll be gentle.
I appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How many have you done? Like, did you count them?
Oh, bro, no fucking way. No shot. Like if I had to guess, at least like 33.3, right?
Yeah. No, right. Makes sense.
Yeah. No clue. I've kind of like toned it down a little bit. I think that coincides with kind of the lack of like internet breaking DeGods stuff that's been happening. I try and keep the Shoeys as like a celebratory thing. I don't want to like oversaturate it and be like, Jesus Christ, like the only time I ever see this guy is when he's fucking drinking beer out of a shoe. I try and keep it as something that's like, oh, I have something to celebrate. I'll do a fucking Shoey about it, like, and be hyped about it. So yeah, a little bit less of that, but that's all right. I haven't lost my form.
Yeah, so you're okay to like to celebrate with me, like my Shoey virginity, right? We can do that. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, of course.
Not forcing your hand here. That's fantastic.
No, I will never turn down a Shoey. Absolutely not.
Okay, that works that way. That's cool. And like, you're also like one of like the most valuable member of like the BAYC community. Like, what's the relationship between like Max Youths and like the BAYCs? Like, I know they are still on the server too, right? And you are
Yeah.
like also part of
So
both clubs.
so Mickey DeGods, shout out the OGs, like basically created the sub DAO,
Yeah.
especially like within the DeGods community.
Mm.
I don't think like McDegens, DAA McDegens kind of had that first, but like I'm a part of that as well, and it's not really on the same scale as
Mm.
Mickey's. But the initially the Mickey DeGods server was where every single DeGods sub DAO had a server. So like if you got 10 people and you applied to have a DAO channel in the Mickey DeGods server,
Mm-hmm.
they would give you one. You
Okay.
could do your own announcements or whatever. So that's the reason that they're in the same server. As far as like the connection goes, technically like so Mickey DeGods is ran by Kind of Fungible and Bean That Got Away, or that Bean,
Mm-hmm.
who are brothers. Kind of Fungible minted a double Mickey DeGod, and that was like the inspiration to start it. So it was really just like, you know, a matter of chance that they minted this double Mickey and started the sub DAO. I think like what they have done is cannot really be replicated. Like I'm a sub slut. Like I hear there's a sub DAO forming, and like I buy that trait almost immediately.
Yeah.
Like I want a piece of everything, and none of them really like come close to what it is, because it's not just like the youth clubs, for example. I feel like the intention was create these things that will then create more value like for the community, and like will build their own thing, like almost projects within a project. Mickey DeGods was like literally just formed around like fucking around and having a good time and like joking around with the boys. It's obviously turned into more than that since then, and there is like genuine utility to holding a Mickey and some of the other stuff that they've done. But the experience is like unmatched. But then Mick Utes, obviously, like they were not gonna not do a Mickey trait in the new collection. Is not ran by the same guys. It's ran by, I'm not gonna remember everyone because there's like 5 or 6 people that are part of like the founders or whatever. But Annie, who's a DeGoddess, Cash, who's an OG DeGods, not OG, didn't man, but been around for a hot minute, been a Mickey for a hot minute. Jet, who is like just, you've had him on actually, I think, or like you know him,
No, it was
he's wild, bro. He's like he's on another level. Sensei, who is like merch guy, artist, Primates guy, just a bunch of like good, level-headed people. And so the vibe is very similar. I do think like Mick Utes, and this applies to like all of the Utes clubs, to me, is way more like active and driven than like the DeGods DAOs or clubs kind of are. Like the DeGods clubs are just kind of like a social club, you know, you're hanging out with the homies, shooting the shit, whatever, like maybe bouncing ideas off each other or whatever. But the youth clubs are like, they're trying to build, they're trying to get shit done. So I think it's really cool. I like that it's like kind of the next generation of people in Utes that are doing that like us DeGods, we got all our Utes, we kind of get to sit back a little bit and like watch these guys cook, which I think is sweet. But like Mick Utes, that chat might be more active than the Mickey DeGods chat, because they're like constantly working on new ideas, cranking out, you know, fucking partnerships and tweets and shit. So, but the same like experience of, you know, we're a bunch of degen fast food workers that just want to fuck around and have a good time together. Like that's still there. So it's still like a very fun place to hang out. And I'm glad it worked out, because I know, you know, I don't think that Fungi and Bean would have had the capacity to replicate what happened with Mickey DeGods again for Utes. So I'm happy that Annie, Cash, Jet, and all them like stepped up and made it what it is, because it's still very fucking legit.
I know 100%. And like, man, like BAYC is like the only place when you can stack an NFT, aka the menu, and collect dust now.
Yeah.
That's a utility, man. That's cool.
Yeah, so when dust was down bad, we being me, Foxy, Bean, Fungi, and Shago and Matt were scheming to because the Mickey DeGods treasury had 11 DeGods at one point, 11 DeGods and 11 Utes. That's way back from when we did the menu items mint. God knows how long ago. So when dust was like sub 50 cents, like way down there, we were like, well, let's sell a couple of these because originally the staking was funded by the emissions from the DeGods in the treasury.
Yeah.
Obviously, like as the emissions went down, the staking went down with it. So we were like, well, let's sell one because we can sell a DeGod for 12,000 dust, but we're not going to get that much out of just staking that DeGod. So I think we only sold like 3 DeGods and 3 Utes, something like that, and stacked up like 50,000-60,000 dust. So now all of the combos and stakeable items, which includes like your special fries or whatever, have enough dust to stake and earn for like over a year. So it's like 0.25 dust per item.
Yeah.
So it's like, but when you think about it, like what was DeGods at the end? 3.5?
Yeah.
3.25, something like that?
Yeah.
So it's like 1/10 or 15th maybe, not a math guy, the amount of dust you get from staking a DeGod, but a combo or 3 menu items is like fucking 9 SOL.
Yeah.
So like if you want to earn dust, is the only way to do it still, which is pretty sick. I've had them stacked and staked. I've probably earned like 300 dust from them.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
But
yeah. And
pretty
it's cool. That's a nice movement.
Yeah.
Okay, and I saw another comment like in the chat. What about DeGodsCast?
Bring back DeGodsCast. I don't know, man. It's tough because like, so the reason we stopped, there was a few reasons. Chapter had a baby, so it got really hard to get him, on to have like an hour or two of free time every Tuesday. Like not easy with a newborn child. Fair. Slate moved to Taiwan. So like we're recording, it's like 5 a.m. for Slate or some shit.
Yeah.
And then you combine that with like just the hype cycle for DeGods kind of being in a lull, with Utes coming out and whatnot. And I think it just made sense to take a break. And originally we like just were gonna take a break, but then like once you get out of that habit, it's kind of hard to get back into, because it's not just like sitting down and recording a podcast every Tuesday. It's like tracking down guests, like coordinating schedules. Like there's a lot of work, editing there's a lot of work that goes into it. Obviously, you know that. So all that combined with me getting a PS5 finally, and like it just the break got extended, and the break is still extended. I've considered like doing a different show, something like a little less DeGods, a little more like generic, because that gives you obviously more options for content. You can interview whoever you want, you can talk about whoever you want. I'm not even talking about like NFTs and Web3. Like I'll talk about fucking some funny shit I saw on the internet or whatever.
That's cool.
But I still just I haven't found like a good platform for it. I think the live streaming, like the Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, whatever, is fun because people get to like watch you, interact with you, and all that. I'm not an editor. I don't necessarily want to spend 3 or 4 hours editing a show every week unless I'm getting paid for it, which we weren't. So we'll see. Eventually, like something will come along and it'll be like a good opportunity, good group of people or whatever to do it with. But until then, honestly, like, I don't mind not doing it. It was very fun, but like I just have a good time IRL as well.
No, 100%. What are you playing right now on PS5?
I'm playing God of War.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, the game that I wanted the PS5 for when it came out. Cash actually bought me the fucking like digital copy of it.
That's cool.
I forget why, just because he's a fucking legend. But now I'm trying to finish that so I can play the Harry Potter game because I'm a big Harry Potter fan. So that looks fucking
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm watching a couple of replays of like the Hogwarts Legacy, and yeah, it looks like a funny game to play. So yeah, we'll enjoy it. Like, we're not going to see a DeGodsCast season 2 anytime soon.
I don't know. It might be
it's
under a
fine.
different name. We'll see.
Yeah, that's cool. But like, yeah, like I saw like Mark like inviting like outside of Web3 guests too, right? So like something like a podcast like that, it makes sense. It's cool.
Yeah, I think it's just like it's hard to monetize, obviously, unless you like you can find sponsors. Like we had sponsors for DeGodsCast. We had like Helio, Hey Wallet, Barrel DAO sponsor us at certain points. And it is a lot of like work on the back end, and like I'm a huge work-life balance guy. So like for me to work my IRL job for 40 hours a week and then come home and spend anything more than like a few hours here and there doing, essentially more work, it's not really like my cup of tea. So if I can find like, I don't know, editor, platform, I just like, maybe I'm fucking lazy, but I want somebody to do like the hard parts of it. And I just want to pull up and I just want to record a show for a couple hours a day.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, man, you do you. It's fine. It's completely fine. But bro, like maybe we can like we should discuss about that in the DM, because I would welcome you like with open arms on like the Decod3rs channel from time to time if you want to do some like podcast. That could be cool.
Yeah, I'd be down. I've thought about it. I've talked to I forget what the name of their studio is, but
Bell3 Studio.
Say again.
Bell3.
Bell3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit about, because again, I just want to pull up and record the show and like pick whatever guests I want or whatever, and somebody else do all the editing and shit. So I talked to them about it a little bit. I think they're like still kind of brand new in the podcast game and aren't at that point yet. But I'd be super down to just hop on somebody else's platform and shoot the shit. That was like honestly my original vision for like DeGodsCast and DeGods in general. Like back when we started DeGodsCast, and Frank was like, I want to create a bunch of content and I want like a community of content creators. I was picturing like Barstool Sports, but like the Web3 version. And I'm like, well, I want to be the pardon my take of DeGods. Like I want to be the top podcast of the DeGods umbrella. And that obviously, faded into different ideas like things tend to do with DeGods. And the whole thing just kind of fizzled out. But I think like obviously media and content is massive. Like we are on our phones, we're on fucking TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube all day long. I like the fact that and a lot of NFT projects talk about like being a brand. How easy of a brand would it be to just be a content brand? You know what I mean? And just like sponsor a bunch of different shows, fucking TikTokers, YouTubers, podcasts, whatever. Like just do that. So that was my vision for DeGods for a while. It was like the Web3 Barstool Sports. It kind of fizzled out. I'm not mad about it. Like obviously Frank and the team, they know their shit. Like they're never gonna stop pumping our bags, but it just didn't work out the way that I had pictured it.
Yeah, no, man, like that's the whole thesis of like the Decod3rs channel and like the future Decod3rs collection. Like 100%. Like I want like to bring content creators inside the collection, inside the community, and like have like the infrastructure to develop like multiple talents and like all like share the revenue and benefit like together to push Web3 on Web2 platform. And it's gonna take time, but like that's why like doing those cast and video and stuff like that to prove that can work with one channel and then scale it out with like multiple content creators that can click with the concept of it.
I think people think like, oh, I'm just gonna record a YouTube video once a week and make like, pay my rent with the ad revenue. Like it's not fucking easy to monetize this shit, dude. Like if it was, literally everybody would be doing it. And it already seems like everyone's doing it, but like it's not that fucking easy. So it's strength in numbers, right? If you get a bunch of people doing it, fuck.
Exactly.
Easier.
100%. Yeah, and like the more you grow, it gets easier to attract like the good sponsorship and stuff. Like, I didn't announce it yet on the Discord, but I'm already in talk with talking like to multiple like brands and even collection like to have like a small banners in like the bottom of the show, and like from time to time we can click on one button and display like some ads and stuff like that. Like because this model works 100% because it's happened, like it makes like YouTubers and content creators like millionaires in a couple of years, right? So if you can build like a kind of like agency based on this model, let's go.
Yeah. I'm gonna try holding my mic. Does this sound all right? I'm just gonna hold my mic in my hand.
Yeah, I don't hear any change. That should be fine.
I'm like hunched over it, so I'm just gonna fucking pick it up and hold it and see what happens. But yeah, no, I agree. I think the more like avenues you can cover, because obviously like DeGodsCast was not everybody's cup of tea either. You know, like some people fucking hated the decap. Like those people were wrong.
Really?
It was the best thing that ever happened to podcasting in Web3. But like 100%. Some people fucking hated it. You know what I mean? And like some people wanted to hear like strictly about NFTs and utility and whatever. And like that's not really like that's not exciting to a lot of people. So the more like different types of content, different shows you have under one umbrella, the more you can like weaponize all those different you know niches that you have, those different demographics, and pitch that to your potential sponsors or whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. An interesting point. Like because again, like when I launched the channel and I wanted like to start YouTube and stuff, like I told myself like in a way, like because it's me, I put my personality like on the channel, like by default, it's the uniqueness is here, right? But then you want to start like following the trends and like do like the what people like get used to and like niche it down the content. But I think
the chat wants to see the pup.
Exactly. Cute pup alert. That's good. I mean, like if it's bringing some views and watch out, like let's go.
Yeah, facts.
So like do you think it's good like to follow like the audience wishes, or like keep pushing what it feel like more authentic for you from your perspective?
Obviously a little bit of both, right? Like if your content is nothing that people care about, then like nobody's gonna watch your show and you're not gonna make any money. But then at the same time, like if you stray too far from what you actually care about and like what entertains you, then like you're not gonna have a good time. You're probably not gonna put out a good product. So luckily, like I don't think like the Web3 audience is that hard to capture, right? Like, you know, talk about NFTs, talk about people in the space or whatever, like make it slightly entertaining and people are gonna listen to it. So
yeah, exactly. And like because it's happening on Twitter Spaces, and like people are gathering around like random spaces, small spaces, like for hours, because we all talk about NFTs. And like I think like YouTube is still like there is like some market share of attention to capture on YouTube. But like why do you think like other platform, even like on TikTok and Instagram, like Web3 is not really developed yet? Is there, do you think, like a reason for that, or is that like like just now like Twitter Spaces are too big to fail kind of, and people are just not living?
Have you talked to like a normie about NFTs or tried to?
Yeah,
bro,
didn't have like, no problem.
90% of the time, if and I don't bring up NFTs. Like I don't want to fucking talk about NFTs because I don't want to explain it. I don't want to put myself through that. But like if it does come up, like I wore my DeGods hoodie to the bar on Saturday, and somebody asked me, "Oh, what's DeGods?" And I was like, "Oh, it's an NFT project." And just immediately it was like eyes glazed over, like don't care, like. And that's the reaction. Like 90% of the time, people are just like, "Oh, okay, next." Like I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. So I do think a lot of it has to do with that. I think like there's a specific demographic that actually gives a shit about NFTs, and that's like you'll see a little bit of content on YouTube. Obviously, like people like you, like Cody, Jersey, like those guys have cornered a little bit of it.
Yes,
that's why like. To me, when we did DeGodsCast, it was like, obviously the guest is going to be NFT. Like I got to get people in the door, and my audience is Web3 people, but I want it to be like entertaining. And as much as we talk about NFTs and we talk about Web3, like I want to talk about, you know, fucking real life shit, like shit that's just funny or whatever. I don't know. It's definitely like still a very niche market. Like I know to us, like we spend so much time interacting with it that it seems like it's big, but like the biggest influencers on Twitter in Web3 have like how many followers does Soul Big Brain have?
100, yeah, 100,000, yeah.
Right. The fucking like biggest TikTokers or whatever, or like the people who are not even celebrities, but like influencers for just like normie shit have millions, bro.
Yeah.
So like I still think the niche is so small that it's like that's why you don't see it anywhere. But that also means like anyone who's, you know, constantly cranking out content now has potential to be like one of those people in the millions when our time does come.
Yeah, I know, like Function try like to launch like a TikTok. Like I don't know if he's still posting, but I don't see him like all the time. Like, so I guess not. But like also
it looked like his adventures into like doing hard drugs and being a rapper or some shit. Like it was pretty out there. So maybe that was not, you know, what his audience was looking for.
Yeah, and 100%. But like this demographic that we have on Twitter, like don't really translate 100% into like, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, etc. But like the same people have account on Instagram, TikTok, like everywhere, right? So in a way, like it should have a way to like become like multi-network platform. But then, I know, like for example, like Frank mentioned like multiple times, like there is no way that I'm going to leave like my Twitter audience because I'm hitting like I have like almost like 200k people, and every fucking tweet I do is like 60k impression at least, and it's a bad tweet. Like if I go to like I know he's trying like TikTok. I haven't checked like how many views he's doing on TikTok, but yeah, it's not anywhere from that kind of like numbers, right? So
dude, Twitter is so engaging. Like the platform that we ended up on for whatever reason in Web3 is so engaging. Like you can literally I can bounce between my notifications, my timeline, and my DMs on Twitter for 24 hours a fucking day. Like I don't check other apps really. Like I'll maybe scroll Instagram a little bit. Like I check TikTok like once every couple weeks, and it's because my wife is like, you haven't looked at the 30 TikToks that I sent you yet. Like I like YouTube maybe at work like a little bit. But I just think like we're so stuck on Twitter, and then even Discord, like that's a completely different story. But I think it's gonna be hard to like break out because you have to get people off of Twitter to this other platform. And that's kind of like that's the issue with like even the podcasting thing. Like podcasts, all right, you throw it on Spotify, listen to it or whatever. Like you probably get way more listens and impressions like on just your audio stream than you do like the live stream and the video, just because it's so convenient. But even like, you know, a live stream like this, like appreciate everyone that came out to hang out, because like they had to get pulled off of Twitter to YouTube for a little bit, and for like NFT degens, that is kind of a lot.
Yeah, no, 100%. Even if we are also streaming, like I'm broadcasting on my account and the Decod3rs account. But yeah, like I think we're doing like a little bit more views on Twitter live, but like the fact that it's not like a Twitter space, it's also like, you know, there is not like the cycle on the profile. So people need to see the tweet while we are live. And like if your tweet is making like 50 impression, then like you don't like it's gone, right? So
dude,
but like
there's a Twitter, like if they don't escalate Twitter live to like the same level as Twitter Spaces soon, like what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
Like video is obviously the superior format. Like everyone's on TikTok, Instagram, fucking YouTube all the time. Like get as much video on Twitter as you can. I get like that kind of goes against what Twitter has always been and is like, you know, 140 characters, although now you can tweet out an entire fucking essay. But like, Elon's got to step it up a little bit, or else, that's probably what's taken us so long for mass adoption, is fucking Twitter holding us back.
and they have to, there's also that, but they have to, bro, like they have to fix the fucking DMs now because like this shit is not working anymore. I mean, yeah, like maybe he fired like a couple of engineers that were required at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, my Twitter's been acting up like crazy lately. It's super annoying, but at the same time, like, I don't know. What else am I gonna do? I fucking hate Discord, so.
Yeah, exactly. And a way, like the way to communicate and like to address people is completely different anyway, right? But like, yeah, as soon as we will have like Twitter live like spaces, like a conversation like that, it's gonna be a banger. Like we're losing a bit of like interaction with the audience because like there is nothing better than people asking to raise their hand and start talking and interact with the speakers. But like there is definitely a use case for podcast and like like one-to-one interview with like comments that what we have right now, that 100%. Like it's just another niche, which is cool.
Yeah, that's part of the reason too. Like we tried doing live streaming on DeGodsCast, and the platform we used was not. It would not do Twitter, first of all, and the YouTube was like wonky. Like there was like 3 episodes in a row where I thought I had started the stream and we'd be like 20 minutes in and people are in the YouTube chat like, when the fuck are you starting the show? I'm like, God, son of a bitch.
What the fuck?
So that was part of the reason why we got away from that as well.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, man. But there is like different like definitely I think like a content strategy that we can bring like as a content creators and like ambassadors for project like at scale. Like it makes sense. Like what you said before, the branding and like the content production can be massive for the next bull run or like 100%. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice to see how it's developed during a bear market.
Yeah. I'll keep watching Decod3rs and see what you guys do.
Yes. Thank you so much. I'm trying like to have like the whole D family out there. Like it's really I got everyone.
Hell yeah! Are you standing right now while you do this?
I have a standing desk, so so it's staying like more dynamic and stuff. I like it. It's cool.
100%. That's a cheat code. I'm a pacer. Like if I'm on a Twitter space, I'm like pacing around the fucking kitchen, the upstairs, like whatever. So I get a little antsy when I'm sitting down to record.
Yeah. And that's why like also like the cast like lasts for 1 hour and a half because I'm still standing, so I have to sit after 2 hours.
True. What do you think? Sorry, I'm gonna change directions completely. Unless you
Let's
have.
do it.
All right. What do you think this nominations about Dust is gonna be for?
Is that gonna be a Dust list?
For what though?
Frank is going to bring internet again when you're gonna say, oh yeah, by the way, that's the nomination, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm like. Wait, I just don't know like what's next. You know what I mean? Like obviously we're bridging to ETH. Like Utes are going to Polygon. Like maybe it's just because I haven't like dug enough into any of that I don't know how I feel about it. But I'm like I feel like we're in this kind of limbo with DeGods where obviously like I'm along for the ride. Like I'm not selling or anything like that. I'm still trying to like add DeGods actually to get into fucking X plus, but it's not easy. But like what do you think? Like what's next? What are we doing?
My feeling is like, and even like from the OG, like we can understand that more better than anyone else, like in the DeGods community and even youth. Like if we are here from day one, like you just ride, you trust the team to execute whatever they want to do, and then that's it. And you play the game, you fucking reveal your dead god day one. You have the dust since to do that since fucking ages. You have your youth list ready. You have your dust ready. Your load like your Matic wallets because you know that shit is happening soon. You get some ETH in Phantom ready, and that's it. You just wait.
That's
and
true.
Then
it's a dumb question on my part because that's literally like what I've been doing this entire time, and that's honestly like my shill to other people is like, hey, you want an NFT project where you have to like jump through hoops and do all of this shit to make money, or you want an NFT project where you literally just hold it and let the founder do everything he possibly can to make you rich?
100%. Okay, so bro, there is like a nice comment here nomination from DUS DAO for governance and investment allocation using treasury.
What does that mean?
Okay, so you can we can nominate like I don't know people to be part of the council of the DUS DAO, and then like having like a say in like in creating decision for like the DUS council, I guess. Like the same thing we have like for the DAO like in the council, right? But for DUS specifically, that could be cool. Okay,
so like if you want to build something like DGen Pix, you could potentially get like an allocation or like a grant to help you build something that would
maybe
DUS. Is that it?
For
government investment allocations.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I also fucking hate DAOs, so like I hope that doesn't happen. Like if it does, I won't vote, and I would like. Here's the thing, like I don't trust, like no offense, any of y'all to make me money like Frank does. There's a reason Frank runs the project and not a DAO, like because Frank is fucking good at it. So like I hope it's not a DAO, and like, bro, can you imagine all the people that like spend all their time fighting in the DAO Discord, like voting on what we do? Come on, no, that's a horrible idea.
Yeah, like that's a paradox in Web3, right? Because we want like fucking like decentralization, etc. But like the team is like they are the best people who can execute for the project because they have all of the information, all of the connection, all of the mindset to build something cool. And it's like, you want to build a house, but you're going to decide where to put the door when you have like an architect with like 50 years that spent 15 years at school learning that shit. And then you're telling me, no, I will not put like the door here. Like just put it on the second floor first. Like, what the fuck?
That is 100% correct. And that's always like, that's always my argument is like, and part of it is me. Like, I don't want you to be relying on me and my vote for the better of the community. Like I want to invest in something that is going to go up on its own. Like that's why I'm fucking doing this, bro. Like I don't buy stocks so then I have to go and sit in a shareholder meeting to pump the stock. No, I want it to fucking go up on its own. And like the whole decentralization thing, like, yeah, that's great, kind of. But then at the same time, like you have as a side effect of decentralization, people that like think they can just run around and do whatever the fuck they want all the time, and like there's no consequences for it because there's no like governing body at all. And like there's too many shitty people in the world for that to work and for that to like be a good idea.
Yeah, like 100%. I think that's why also like for feedback, community feedback, it's hard to give like a legit orders feedback like to the team because again, for the same principle, right? Like I have a point of view about like DeGods art, but I'm not a fucking artist. Like who am I like to go? Oh yeah, like the shadows on don't looks great. Like what?
No, I 100% agree. And it's like, obviously, like, it's a little more investing than like buying stocks. And like, we grow attached to these JPEGs and we grow attached to the community. And like, it's very tempting to criticize every single move that's made. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not an incredibly successful NFT project founder. Frank is. I'm not a fucking, multi-million-dollar engineering building fucking company person. Kevin is. So like that's why we buy this project so we can just let these guys pump our fucking bags and like not have to worry 100%. About it. Sometimes I forget about that and I get stressed out and then I'm like, oh wait, like I literally like nobody what I think doesn't really matter. Like I can maybe what I think personally matters a little bit, like but like for the most part, like they're gonna fucking do whatever they gotta do.
Yeah, exactly. Great. And I mean but on the other end, like the counter argument of that is like having feedback from the community is giving you like more like shots like to think on like more like content or more like argument to like think about what you are like building in a way and like the having like the perceived value from the outside of what you are building. It's kind of cool. Which comment are you looking at?
I'm just laughing at GUI, bro. JB not going to make it. Too many practical considerations.
Yeah.
You have to be a decentralization and self-sovereignty maxi. Otherwise, you don't have the correct principles to bring the space forward. Like, dude,
Yeah.
that's hilarious because that's 100% like the takes that you see on Twitter sometimes are like, and I'm not a crypto guy. Like, I'm not a crypto OG by any means. Like, I found out about NFTs through NBA Top Shot, and that was like, apart from learning about Bitcoin when I was in high school and like fading it because I thought it was stupid and too complicated when Bitcoin was like $9. Fuck me. Like, I got into crypto through NBA Top Shot, which is like the most normie basic way to do it. So yeah, maybe I don't get all the decentralization takes or whatever, but I do know that like at the end of the day, like a lot of this shit is a business, and if you leave the way your business is ran up to the general public, who for the most part like are stupid, the business is probably not going to go very well. So yeah, I don't know. It's not going to be a popular take on ETH, but hey, I'll just be JB, soul JB that drinks out of shoes and doesn't know shit about decentralization.
And, and at the end of the day, it's like giving like Robert like 7239 non-docs on Twitter like the keys to like design the next feature for Twitter and like shit and bring a thing in the Twitter HQ in San Francisco. Right? It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, wild stuff. But hey, I'll just keep having a good time on Twitter, and if people want to get serious about it and be upset, that's all right.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, like we will still have our DeGods going to 33 ETH 2 weeks after the breach. You can cry on Twitter. It's fine.
Yeah, when I'm selling my Mickey Ape Soul Chain for $1 million to buy my third house from DeGods or whatever, then yeah, keep those takes coming.
Yeah. Do you have an exit number on your DeGods?
Like I've sold a couple. I'm down to 6 right now. The highest I've been was 10, but I kind of like rotated into some rares, some spare Mickeys at certain points, took some profits. I am buying a house in August,
Nice.
and using a little chunk of like crypto profits for that. But like as far as complete exit goes, I don't know, man. Like it's easy to say I won't sell my like Soul Chain Ape, which is like obviously my fucking DeGod, until it's like $1 million. But I don't know. Like if somebody slapped 500K in front of me, like you could do a lot with 500K. Like I'm not a degen to the point where I would take $500,000 and I would just lose it on fucking NFTs. Like I could do a lot of shit with that money. That being said, like I don't think that's gonna happen. I have been trying to rotate back into floors, some of my like rares, because it would be nice when like moments come along in life where what are DeGods right now, like 12 grand or something USD?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like a point comes along in your life where an extra $12,000 would like really be nice. Whether it's towards a new car that you need or a second house or whatever, like be nice to just be able to pull the trigger on that. I do think like 12 grand is not it for me anymore. I sold a few around like the 10 grand mark, kind of on the way to where we are now. Like the first DeGod I sold it. Well, I sold one at 8 because I could not believe that the floor was actually going up. But then I like went and I bought more at like 18, 27, 35, 48, whatever. But the first one I sold at 90 SOL, which at the time was like 12 grand. And I used that 12 grand and I like paid off all my student loans and credit card debt. And it was like,
utility, man.
When it's shit like that, like I'm down for it. Like I'm not just selling them to take profit for no reason. But now like 12 grand to me is not the number. Like I don't think I think we have a lot more to go. I think like 30K is easy per DeGod.
That's what like 30.
I'm not just gonna sell to sell. I'm gonna sell when like I can use the money to like significantly improve my life.
Yeah, like yeah, it's gonna be like 30 AS at 1300 base. Yeah, 40K.
40K.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Yeah,
Free.
let's go. Free. Yeah, still free. Just one DeGod, one down payment for a nice house. That's
Yeah.
still free.
Oh my god, dude. If DeGods hit like 50K, I will probably buy
Yeah.
3 houses. Like, why the fuck not?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, maybe
Yeah, no,
that's very
100%.
Web 2 of me or boomer of me, but like, I think real estate is still fucking king at the end of the day.
Yeah, but especially in the US, right? Because like you can like again like use the first house to buy the second one, and then the second one, and then you have subprime and shit. But like if you still have DeGods to pay the rent for a couple of months, then you're good.
Yeah. Real estate's a Ponzi. It's like the OG Ponzi.
Yeah. But it works, except if when it doesn't, right? But like, yeah, like a JPEG or a house, like yeah, depend of what like which one has the most utility, right?
Yeah, let's be real. Come on.
Yeah, you know, like Aaron said, like yeah, like the utility of my DeGods is better than the house.
For now.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's definitely yeah. Like, are we going to flip Bored Ape?
I have no idea. I don't pay enough attention to
Yeah.
the other aspects of like NFTs in general. Like I have a pretty good grip on Solana and what's happening on Solana, but outside of that, like I know Bored Ape is king. I could not tell you what a Bored Ape costs right now and how far away we are from flipping it. I couldn't tell you like what Yuga's doing, but from what I've heard, like they're like a little slower on the draw than we are. So I think if we continue to crank out shit like Frank wants to, which is, you know, quarterly something that's going to melt faces, I think there's a good opportunity of it. I think like the whole Bored Ape Yacht Club thing, the holders kind of wanted this like social experience and this like you know yacht club experience of this premier community, and then they got a game where you ran through a sewer. So I don't necessarily know if Yuga is like headed in the direction that the holders want it to be, whereas I do think that like the premier you know, like Club Med experience or whatever, the premier social club is 100% something that like Frank has his sights set on for DeGods and has always been kind of part of the plan. So if ETH is like this chain where it's really just about like, you know, social status and the most expensive NFTs or whatever, then I think, yeah, we probably have a good shot at it.
That's going to be nice.
That's
gonna be nice. Yeah.
Hopefully we don't flip them because like Bored Apes fucking tank and like we stay at like, you know, 20.
That could be it. Yeah, exactly.
A reverse flip.
Yeah, we can flip them on the way down. That would be sad.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay. So like you don't have like any exposure right now on like the ETH ecosystem, like because that like it feels like there is a huge like difference in terms of community, right? Like between ETH and Solana, because even like the DeGod project is highly based on the community, and people tend to say, it's not really like the vibe on ETH. Even if like if you really look at it, like in a way, like the Bored Ape guys are only vibing with Bored Ape, and like they have a couple of NFT on the side, but like the majority of the bag is like really deep attached to Bored Ape by itself. So it's kind of like a strong community too, right? So people are saying, yeah, there is no community on ETH, but like the most successful project are like communities oriented. Like, do you see that be a success factor for DeGods, because we have like 10,000 holders between youths and DeGod that can like push heaven, like, and make us like the collection like a fucking banger on ETH too?
Yeah. That's a good question. Like, I don't know that much about the ETH culture to know.
Yeah.
Like, I do know, or I feel like there's a lot of like tribal mentality, I guess, almost. Like people are very loyal to their projects. Whereas on Sol, like I would imagine most people in DeGods probably hold a bag of other Solana projects. Like I probably own like a fucking 100 other Sol projects, like, not including the rugs. I don't know if that's just because it's like Sol is so easy, like, you know, to move money around on and transact on. Whereas ETH, like, it kind of sounds like just because of the way transacting works,
Yeah, 100%.
put your bag in this thing and leave it there until it's big enough to pull out, not shuffle it around like we tend to do a lot. But as far as community goes, like I've been in a few ETH spaces, and there's definitely like a different vibe on ETH, like a superiority complex almost. But I think that that's almost plays to our advantage, because I don't think that well, first of all, the superiority thing only works like, you know, if you had a Bored Ape or whatever, you have like one of those top ETH projects. So if you bring DeGods to ETH and we're a top 3, you know, even top 5 project in terms of market cap, and so we have the right to, you know, act superior because of that, and then we come in with like our chill degen, like have a good time vibes, I think that's almost like beneficial to us. And I think people will see that and be like, fuck, like, you know, not only are these guys one of the top projects on the ecosystem, but like they don't come across super douchey like maybe some of these other big projects do.
Yeah. And as like the dynamics that we're gonna see in the next few months, even like weeks, probably next week, because it's already March and it should happen.
Let's be real. March, you think? We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm in no hurry.
Yeah, like I think in the Explorers call, like I asked if when we were talking about like the DXpans, I asked Frank like, are we going to be it was Aaron. If we're going to be a ETH project by the time we are going to NFT Paris, NFT NYC, which is in April.
Yeah, so mid-April, I'll give you mid-April for the bridge.
Yeah. But he said, it should be good.
What do you think? What do you think about Polygon? Like, speaking of chains that I know even less about than like Ethereum, like I didn't know shit about Polygon. I have been impressed with like the brand deals that they're able to sign, like the business development side of it. And I feel like Utes has kind of always been a branding play, almost more so than DeGods has been.
100%.
So like from a very top-down perspective, that gets me excited. I just don't know like how that's going to play out or what that's going to end up looking like. But.
Yeah, I mean, like the reward center with Utes and Polygon was a narrative that I grasped. Like I start to understand with you, like the same thing with that you like with like a Polygon is like a brand chain, and the reward center of Utes will give us like deals from brand, etc. That's cool. But like, okay, so like imagine you have like Utes are flying, and then like the price is going like to 5K or like low 10Ks. What kind of reward do you want to get from a brand? Like you get a deal for Starbucks, like you get a 10,000 NFT, and then you want like a 5% reduction of fucking coffee. How does that work? Like what? So like what kind of deals can you have from brands because if you have a deal with Mercedes, these guys can't drop a car to every Utes holders, right? Like so how are you in the club of like the inner circle or not?
I'm not. I don't know. I do think obviously it has to be like a community play as well. Like I don't think DeGods or utility projects in general, like utility projects don't pump unless there is either like some serious rev share, like people thought ABC was going to be, or like a really good community. Like you could, I don't know if you could argue that DeGods is a utility project or not, but I think like Utes will obviously have that like number one spot on Polygon locked in. And I think that's going to play a big role in it. Then it kind of gets into the Veblen Goods level where like you just want to own it for the status level. So I think if you sprinkle that in with like, I don't know, because there's a lot of like, you know, sneakerheads or like fashion people or whatever in the space. Not necessarily one of them, but like you sprinkle in a good streetwear collab, maybe quarterly, something super limited edition that maybe has like resale value or whatever that kind of appeals to the Web2 degen side of some of these people. And I could see it being really fun. I don't think it has like the potential to flip Bored Ape like DeGods does, but I could see it being like a fun, tier 2 project. We'll see though.
Yeah.
I'm like way less involved in Utes and way less like I'm not even sure what the vision of Utes is, if I'm even right with it. So
yeah, but I mean, like, okay. So first, like, I really think like the people who hold DeGods are like back from the youth's like change of PFP, and everyone like wear back their DeGods PFP now. Like the vibes is like probably because of the price, right? And you have like a better status in a way if you have like DeGods than a youth PFP. So that's something. That's the first part. But like, again, like if I'm Starbucks, what kind of deals are you going to? Are we going to create with youths that will be valuable for that NFT especially?
Yeah, and I think that's part of why we haven't seen anything from Utes points yet. Is maybe it's because we're waiting on the bridge or whatever. But it's hard to. And I do know some Web2 companies are like starting to look at NFTs in Web3, but I think it's very hard to explain that return of value to the Starbucks, to the fucking whatever brand it is.
Yeah, and because like if that means I doing like a Starbucks airdrop like of something like even like the reward center is like again promotion of the like XYZ coffee or whatever, like you can buy something at a discount in every fucking Starbucks in the world with youth points. That's cool. But is that worth like a 2-3K youth PFP? Because like, again, like the resale value of what you get from the reward center is not guaranteed like 100%. So yeah, I would prefer to have like the dust emission and still like farming my dust every week and like resell the dust if I don't want to keep it, because like at the end of the day, like it's gonna get transformed to 2, 3, 5 stores a week, and I'm happy with that. I understand that, but if I get like Starbucks fucking 10% discount, I'm not going to Starbucks. So why am I holding my youths? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be tricky, but like
tangible.
Yeah, exactly. And I trust the team to like tackle this project the right way. And that's why I still have 60 youths.
Sometimes I forget that like you're a fucking whale, bro. Like real deal whale. Not like X plus, everyone's a whale. No, you're a fucking whale.
I think I can sell like 80% of my DeCod and I still pay in X plus.
Yeah. Amazing. I love that. I always
that's good. Yeah, and bro, like it's life changing. Like that event in my life, like the last 2 years, it's life changing for me personally. Like my close cycle, like family and stuff, and probably like the next generation, because out of like that amount of like value of portfolio, like it's opening like so many doors and like opportunities that like really, really like valuable.
Let me be the interviewer for a second. How did you end up with fucking 60 DeGods, 60 U's? Did you mint them all? Did you accumulate them all like early? What's the story?
So I minted 20 DeGods during pre-sale.
Jesus.
6 in public. I think I bought the first fucking DeGod of the Alpha Art launch. Or like I bought I bought another 10 like during that time, like when we like basically, so I had like 46 for the long time. Then I bought like a couple of them at 1 or 2 at 333 SOL for the culture.
Sure. Yeah.
I sold Youth Noon for a fucking DeGod, basically.
Yeah.
I sold like 30 youths for 10 DeGods, and then I end up with like 50,
so you
50,
were kind of
DeGods.
bagged up going into mint. Like for me, I think mint was like $700 public, something like that.
Yeah.
I was like 2 weeks into Solana, And I was like, damn, do I like put $700 into this? Like, is this worth it? So like, I only minted one DeGod because at the time I was like, I still thought I didn't know what NFTs were. Like, I hadn't made any money off of it. So like, you had been in crypto for a while, been in NFTs for a while, or like, why the fuck did you buy 20 DeGods at pre-sale?
So I started in June 2017 with like just like BTC and ETH. I was like buying BTC and ETH at like around 3K I think at that time, like for Bitcoin I think.
Nice.
And just getting my feet wet, like putting all of my money, like everything that I was not using it, into crypto, because like I was like that year I was like getting in, and it, again, like I had some, like I always, as a software engineer, I always had a high income, and bro, like I don't know what else to do with that kind of money, so just buying crypto for the next 10 years. So that was my focus. Yeah, like my focus, like probably like 50 to 60% of my income went to crypto for like 2017, 2018, and like all the time. And in 2020, like my portfolio really take off with like PancakeSwap for like couple of months, like 2-3 months. Like I bought it at $13 and it fly out to 40. So like I was a fucking genius for 2 weeks and then it fall down. But with the API, like the crazy API that we got, like I was like, I had like a nice bag after that. And then I discovered like Solana NFTs because that was like something, bro. I remember like by that time I was playing like World of Warcraft, and then I was saying like because I got bored and I wanted to chill for a time. And then I was like seeing like the NFT on Solana flying, and I said, bro, I need to stop because I'm losing so much money not going into that and like understand that ecosystem. So I stopped it. I discovered like a Degen Ape. Probably 1 week after the mint, I bought like 2 or 3 ape at 13 Sol. I sold one at 17 Sol after a month, and everything went to DeGods.
Nice. Damn.
Yeah.
That's sick. Do you think crypto is forever ever?
Oh yeah, like Web3 is 100% like what I'm going to do for the next 30 years for sure.
Like always up? Because like you tell a story like where you've been buying Bitcoin for 6 years now, right? 27, 6 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And you bought it at like 3K, and now it's like at times 10x to that, or do you think like it's going to continue to do that, or is there a point where like it has to level out?
Like the thesis would be like we will see another bull run like in 2024, 2025, because it's
I don't know anything.
Okay, that's the thesis I'm playing right now. Like I think I can still 10x my portfolio from now to 2025. That's the thesis I'm playing because like the regulation is not here yet. But when we will be like heavily regulated, and it's gonna take time. Like let's keep talking about it, right? But like it's gonna take at least 5 years. So hopefully we will see another like cycle. Like we are going to be in a bear market for again like two years. Then like we have the Bitcoin halving, and then we're going back up to like hopefully a Bitcoin at 100K. Then after that, I don't know, but like that's what I'm playing. Like basically, I still believe in like bull run and crypto going up.
Yeah.
In the next 5 years. After that, I have no idea. But but that time, hopefully, I will have enough money to have fuck you money.
Yeah.
Thanks to DeGods and the slab.
Like, are you still gonna work and do like Web3 stuff when you have fuck you money, or what?
Like honestly, like content creation is way more fun than I expected. I like the fact that I can just like do a stream like that and take 1 hour of the day and streaming and like having a nice public convo with like entrepreneur, startup, etc. And it's kind of fun. Like obviously, like I don't know if like tomorrow I have a family, I'm gonna still grind like 12 20 hours a day. Like what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea about that. But yeah, right now I'm just enjoying the journey, and I will see what happens in 10 years with like some that kind of bike. But yeah, I don't know. Like, do I see myself like enjoying like summer in Dubai or some shit like that? Okay, you're gonna do that for 6 months, 1 year, but then like, you know, like people who get rich get bored too, right? You still have like huge whales on ETH that's still trading fucking JPEG on internet, right? And they have like hundreds of millions of dollars, right? So it's probably still fun at that scale too.
Yeah, because once you have fuck you money, then you can like gamble fuck you money and make more fuck you money. So
yeah, exactly.
That. Damn, it's wild to think about.
Yeah, I mean, like, like I remember like a Shoey, like one guy minted like 150 DeGods pre-sale.
Joey, yeah. Do you?
Yeah, exactly.
NFT, bro, or some shit like that. I forget what his Twitter ad is. It's like, do you NFT, bro, or something like that.
Yeah, like when you do that
was back when
like,
you could bought mints, the good old days.
Yeah, like,
how'd you get 20?
Yeah.
You bought it 20 in pre-sale?
No. I minted like the pre-sale because like you know that we had like the huge delay and it was on my time, like so I just stay up and like because again as a software engineer I understand like when you push a software it will be full of bugs and I expected it's gonna be ready blah 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 like we're uploading the images blah blah blah
yeah your first delay.
Yeah, exactly. And like, so for me, it makes sense. And then I said, bro, like, fuck it. Like, we just mint those call image and we will see. Because again, like, no matter what, if you have a good entrepreneurs in the project, no matter what the fucked up are, it will always find a good solution. So if you have a bug during your mint, like, again, a good entrepreneurs will like do another batch the next day, or they will scrap the first batch and mint some things that we saw like for the pre-sale guys when we have like our exiled DeGods too, right? Like all of those problems are solvable by just mint another batch and that's it. So if you can show me that you can innovate, and the PHP tax was innovation from my perspective. Like if you think twice about it, like it's Ponzi-nomics shit, but fuck it, we bought, right?
Oh, it was so sick.
Yeah, exactly. And then like when Frank start to sharing like the KPIs, for example, of the Solampus, do you remember the Solampus page? When you have like the list of like 33 influencers where you can with just one button tweet the guys and then the guys claiming he's 1 DeGods. This page generated 1 million impression in 24 hours.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I heard that like in Frank Spence one day, like bro, I can't even remember, but like that's KPI is staying in my mind, man. And like when you get that, like you can fail. No matter what, it's like, and then dust happen, DeGods happen, that God happens, and that's it. And even today, like Frank is probably like one of the most like influencer like NFT founders. Every time he's tweeting, he's making like a fucking like 60K impression again, like the same thing I already told in the podcast. And like the reach of the DeGods account is insane. Like I don't know about like big NFT project, but like it's probably one of the biggest one.
No, it's insane. I talked to Aaron about that a little bit, and like brands reach out to them for that reach. So like
exactly.
It's probably a little bit different, but it's fucking nuts. How do you spot something like that? Like you sound like from day one, DeGods, you were like, oh shit, this is legit. Like this is going to be something. I was like, oh, these guys are cool. I'm going to hang out and have fun. And then just like when I had, a couple bucks here and there, I would pick up more. Like, how do you spot something that early? And have you seen anything else since DeGods that you've been like, damn, this like has legs?
Yeah, so I fed it like Jelly Rascal because like the betting world is not really my jam. But like with the podcast I've done with Carlos, like I can say like this guy is starving and he will execute like crazy well. And again, he has like the money to push something big. So like if anything, I think like Carlos from Jelly Rascal is kind of have that vibes a bit. But honestly, like not like Frank has something special that I haven't seen in any project whatsoever at that scale. At least I'm not aware of it. But like I have like a startup with Web2 experience, so I know what like a Silicon Valley entrepreneurs like sounds like and looks like and how he execute. And like the fact that even like Frank had experience in growth, in a growth hacking, like it's all of the alignment that that can push you like a huge execution, right? And when like you have like Kevin with like the crazy engineer experience, then you know that the software will get better and better because you already done that for like big accounts. So yeah, Tesla can become like I don't know, like YC, so Y Combinator, or even like for NFTs and shit like that, because again they have like what built the Silicon Valley for the last 20 to 30 years. And we have that in the most like in the hotter industry of the last I don't know, like 5 years, because NFT is even hotter right now than crypto in general, right? Like the growth of the industry is probably bigger than crypto.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you can be wrong, like bro, like we were so close to having like a DeGod rug too, right? Like they almost gave up like
God,
in the
Thank
Can you imagine?
God that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh man, that would have been a quick foray into crypto and NFTs for me if DeGods had run.
Exactly.
That was like I mean I've always been a big like DeGods believer in Schiller and whatnot.
Yeah.
And yeah, that would have been tough.
Yeah, no, 100%. But yeah, man. Like we already are at like 1.5. Maybe. Do you know what time is it?
It's 6:28 for me. Oh, I know what time it is. It's fucking Shoey time, isn't it?
Yeah, because I have fucking a clock too, bro.
I was like, damn, is this like a time zone trick question or something? But, no, I know, I got you. I just realized I brought a bottle and no bottle opener. Let's see what I got.
Oh.
We'll figure it out though.
And in chat, if you want to celebrate in your own place with us, in spirit at least, because we can see you, unfortunately. But yeah, we prepare like some shoes with some shoes. That's my boxing shoes. Oh, that's nice.
There you go. These are dedicated. This is a USB to HDMI thing. I think it's going to open my beer.
Nice, that makes sense. And bro, like I'm so happy to do my first one with you.
All right, I'll give you real quick.
Okay. Yes.
2 things. Pour it kind of slow because it's going to foam up. Mm-hmm. Second thing, you're going to want to fold that back up because the like that might be good actually. But this gives you more runway for the beer. Like high top shoes work way better. Yeah.
Okay. So because like I pour everything, right? The goal is to drink everything.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yes. Okay. Right. Let's do it. Let's go.
Oh, I'm coming off.
Oh yeah, that's for like that's real. Shit. Okay.
Oh, my beer's foamy too. Look at that.
Yeah, man. Like I'm just half of it. It's full.
Look at it. That's horrible.
Let's go. Yeah. Jesus, it's just full. Yeah. That's really bad, man.
Damn, I'm not gonna lie. Well, sorry. It's been a while since I've done a beer, Shoey.
Yeah.
I've been drinking like only liquor at the house. And I don't know, like this is a Christmas beer. I've had this in my fridge for a fucking month. That was like pure foam. That was horrible.
But okay, man. Whatever. Same experience. I think this beer was like at least for 2-3 months in the fridge.
That was
I felt
sitting out the entire episode, so it was like warm for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing, but fuck it, we ball.
Okay, so that was so Vince, not bad for a virgin. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, the first time is often the worst, right?
I appreciate you, Gooey.
Yeah.
Yeah, not my best, but hey,
No.
it happens. Oh, it smells.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's get some shot out of that, man. That's gonna be nice.
Oh man, I'm not looking forward to that replay, but hey, it's worth
it. We had to do it, man. Really happy. Yeah. Okay, so I need to practice for NFT Paris. Yeah. I will do some in NFT Paris. It will get better in NFT New York, and you're not coming. Fuck them, man. It's not cool.
That's next time. You'll have plenty of time to practice before I see you.
Exactly. So yeah, it could be so NFT NYC 2024.
Yeah. Fuck.
Or maybe before. We need to make before that, man.
I'll come to next Paris. Maybe. Don't hold me to it. I'll try.
Okay, fair enough. And if it's not happening, we will do an episode 2 and more Shoeys.
Yes, exactly. At the very least, we'll do another video call Shoey or something.
Okay, like Gooey needs to get cuts on raccoon vibes and pitch black saltiness.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I was gonna say, I don't know like what direction you're trying to take with these interviews, but Puddles would be absolutely electric. You know who needs to be interviewed? Mark fucking Kolser.
Yes, I hit in the DM.
He's a great interviewer, but also a great interview. We had him on a brief DeGodsCast episode.
Yeah.
That would be a really good one, I think.
100%.
As far as like guys from the DeGods community goes. Also, having Shago on, like that, I don't know if anyone in the world would be able to keep pace with what he was saying, but I think that would be a pretty wild interview to like get an hour worth of just Shago fucking going off the rails.
Man, that was my last question for you, like to do like who should I invite next? But you perfectly pre-shot it. It's awesome. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah. Oh, get the Mickey boys on too. They are like, no lie, the most underrated, funniest person in the DeGods community, but possibly in like all of Web3 is fucking Bean, one of the Mickey founders. He is absolutely hilarious. Him and kind of Fungible are brothers IRL.
Yeah.
The two of them together on a podcast are just like shooting the shit. Funniest dudes ever. Absolutely.
Let's do it, man. And like Prince Hakim could be cool too.
Yeah, Prince Hakim would be sick. We tried to get him a couple of times. He's just tough to nail down. He's a busy dude. We had Johnny. Yeah. Johnny was really good, really fun. Prince Hakim would be awesome. Just a hard one to keep track of. I need to take my shirt off. It's starting to stick to my nipples.
We can cut the live here, right? Don't worry. Like we can wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
All right. Sounds good.
Awesome. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for the time that you spent here, and like one more show in the book, and really happy for that.
Well done. I'm excited to watch the replay and see how you did.
Yes. Because you can see shit with the shoes, obviously.
Not at all. I know based on how wet my shirt and my shorts are that it was not my best effort. I don't know what happened with that beer. I thought it's sitting there for like the entire interview. It'd be nice and ready to go. It was pure fucking foam when I dumped that
Same experience, man. Maybe that's why.
Honestly, that's part of the reason why I've been doing liquor shoey is because like it's go down way easier. I don't know if that's more degen or less degen to do liquor versus beer, but hey, it goes down easier for me. Fuck it.
Maybe that champagne shoe is the keys too. Like that's gonna be the vibe in NFT Paris.
Champagne's a good one. I've done a few of those, so that's a good one.
Let's go. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. I think we can wrap it up on that note. And like your showy experience and expertise. Thank you so much for everyone in the chat to tune in like during this hour and a half. That was really great. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, GB. Everyone subscribe to the channel because again, that's the best thing you can do right now. We're going to do like more live like that, more shows like with other guests. That could be cool. And yeah, I will see you. Like, yeah, we have like another cast with like the Monkey DAO team talking about like the address swap acquisition of the SMB. So that's going to be interesting in 1 hour and a half too. So yeah, if you want to like stay around and join this cast too, that could be cool. Again, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video, which is like in 2 hours. Thank you, GB, and see you soon.